No, I was just, we were discussing there about growing up around Lough Gur. And I mean, Lough Gur for us, well, particularly when we were going to secondary school, it wasn't the Sunday pass by, but we'd go in the summertime now. That we'd go to Lough Gur and we'd be black with people. Because, I mean, going to Ballybunion or Lahinch or all those places, that never came into the equation. I mean, people going away for a week's holidays was certainly never heard of around Lough Gur. Going for a day, well, maybe for those who had a car. But I remember again, Mrs. Hartigan, Lord have mercy on her, only for her, like, I would never have seen the seaside when I was growing up. She had a particular appreciation of Youghal, and she'd go down, but that'd be once a year. That would be my day at the seaside. But going back to Lough Gur that time, I mean, that's where the boys met the girls, and that was it. And the places I say would be black with people swimming, isn't that right? John has listened to us here with me, and that was their
diving board, George.
Yeah.
Well, what did we call it? It wasn't a diving board. It was a knob of concrete, really, wasn't it?
But I think we still called it a diving board.
I
think so, yeah.
That's where everyone just dived in.
Yeah.
And Ash Pinting was another pint, wasn't it?
Yeah. And another story, I won't mention any names now, but a particular, and I suppose particularly, even though I'm thinking about one particular family, I'm probably thinking also of farming families, where there were youngsters. Like, I remember, I know there was one mother not too far away from here. Under no circumstances would she allow her children go to Lough Gur. For various reasons, that they might get into mischief or whatever. And secondly, then, they had to be at home to do the jobs. Yeah. Cows had to be milked, and the calves, if it was Sunday, certainly after Mass, all the calves had to be. And sure, I mean, at 4 or 5 o'clock, they were bringing them in again. Mm-hmm. And some of them were making them, as I say, by hand. More people might have had milking machines. So for lads who are from farming families.
And of course, George, you were talking about farming in the area of Lough Gur, and you must remember well, nearly every house down along the road there was cows. Now it's one or two big farmers in the area.
Yeah, and I suppose when we did start going to the seaside, even though not so much my experience, but I know that Noreen's experience there, yeah, maybe a little bit of mine too, that in the early days, when I had a family myself, when I'd be going to the seaside, you'd see around 3 or 4 o'clock there'd be a mass exodus from the beach. And of course, they were all farming families going home to milk the cows. Yeah. And that was just a fact of life. Yeah. For the people who remained on, you knew well that they weren't farmers, or at least that they weren't milking cows. Yeah. And as you say, anybody who was farming at that time was milking cows. Yeah. So that's just another memory that I would have had.
And of course, talking about going to the seaside, everyone that went came home burnt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There was no thought of sun cream or anything at that time. The dangers of the sun.
No thought of sun cream, and a lot of particularly the men, for some reason, they'd never take off their clothes at all. They might roll up the trousers as far as the knees, and they'd go in, but that would be it. The thoughts of taking off your clothes in front of the public was out of the question. These are ordinary, decent, rural people who, as I say, I suppose the thought, as I say, of taking off and getting into a swimsuit or a swimming togs was unheard of. And they probably didn't have one in the first place anyway.
And of course, George, when you'd go to the seaside, there was no such thing as going in for something to eat, or you brought sandwiches, I suppose, with you, did you?
Going in for something to eat was out, completely out. To think that you'd go in with a family and order a dinner or into a cafe. No, you took your flask and your sandwiches with you. Like the Tipperary crowd going to the matches,
And again, going to the matches, I remember my father would take a bottle of tea in a sock.
Yeah, and I suppose that's another thing around here. When I used to spend my time over at Hartigan's, and they had a tractor, and of course I'd spend my life above in this tractor. but I'd be down in Ballycallan, you know, below in Ballycallan. You wouldn't be in Ballycallan a half an hour when you'd be ravenous with the hunger. And that was what we did. We took the tea down in a bottle, a glass bottle, wrapped in a sock. And you knew it was there, but you couldn't go near it. Because if you did, if you were near it too early, then you'd be ravenous in the evening.
The tongue would be stuck to your mouth.
Exactly. It is the hungriest place that I was ever in all my life.
And the other thing that I don't know, but when you'd go to the meadow, and we used to go back for Timmy the Ian's back to Rathbarton, and we'd be dropped there, myself and Martin probably, and we'd be turning the hay with the fork. But there'd be a bottle of Sidona brought, and the Sidona would be put into the barrel of water. But of course we wouldn't be supposed to drink it because the minute it'd be coming on afterwards. But we couldn't resist it. But we drink so much of it and didn't fill it with water. So it took me pure water by the time the men came on to get it.
I know.